and welcome back to a brand new season of KampungKu. For this edition, we have our friends at BURO Malaysia to thank for sponsoring a sweet rides for the road trip, like the XC40 that's behind me. In the first episode, our guest is already there, but I'm super excited to be visiting all the interesting spots that he'll be bringing us to. So without further ado, let's head to Penang. Let's go! Our first stop, where we'll be meeting the star of this episode. He is an up-and-coming Malaysian chef with the utmost respect for local produce and with a strong goal to reinterpret Malaysian cuisine. His name is Chef Johnson Wong, and since we are arrived, let's go meet him and try some delicious food. With me right here is Chef Johnson Wong, who is the founder and chef of the restaurant.
Hi, right here.
Hi. So how did you come up with Ken?
About 3 years ago, and my training was very French, so I decided to do something more related to my native or the countries, and I decided I want to use local produce to my cooking. That's how the ideas came out. Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to our third dish of the day. So I see caviar. Is this local caviar?
Yeah, it's a local caviar from Tanjung Mali. This is a tropical caviar because they farm in Malaysia. We pair with some local flavor, which is my favorite ingredient from a ginger flower. We do have a ginger flower sorbet, and on top is some galangal chili flowers and coriander seeds. So for you, it's better you take the ice cream first. So it's basically the ginger flower taste will leave in your mouth, and you take the caviar. At the bottom of the caviar tin, you get the cured skipjack tuna and with some ginger flower and shrimp paste as well. It's probably an unusual way how you combine the combination of the plates, but yeah, because actually the flavor of the sorbet stay on your mouth, and then you enjoy this actually combine taste together.
This looks really beautiful.
This dish, we have some local tiger prawn. On top, we have some papaya we compress. The juice liquid is made from prawn shell itself and with some pineapple and tomato juice. Hi.
I just picked you up from your restaurant, and now we're basically embarking on your little Penang City guide.
Yep.
So where is the second stop that we'll be heading to for today?
We're going to a cafe which I usually hang out with. I mean, I'm not a real cafe person, but sometimes I think about my work. I do some of my work in the cafe. It's called Blackadder. It's in a very old heritage building. It's more than, if not mistaken, 76 years old. Yeah, so...
Older than this.
Yeah. Okay, then you turn left. Just now you was the one driving this car all the way from KL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No, I just asking.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like a bit panic.
Oh, well here, yeah. I was fine on the highway. But on the highway though, there's this thing called lane keeping aid with all these names. But basically, it's really strict. It actually follows the line. So even if I was going a little bit more to my right or left because there's a motorbike, it actually the steering wheel actually stiffens up a little bit to make sure you stay to your lane.
By itself?
By itself, yeah. You would feel like some resistance. So just now, since we were on the topic of Instagram-worthy cafes, what were some of the challenges with conceptualizing with Ken for the local market?
I mean, I won't say that there's not any struggle. I mean, of course the struggles are there, but it depends like how much you believe on the concept you're putting up for your restaurant or the cafes.
Okay, so we're now at Jawi House as you recommended. So tell us what's so special about Jawi House in your heart.
Because I think in Penang, the Malay food beside nasi kandar is not, it's hard that to find that, I mean, a place to have a different kind of Malay offerings from the ingredients, from how they use. It's more to it the Thai influence than, which is different than the Malacca Peranakan food, has more influence to the Indonesian and Peranakan. Here, I mean, it's one of my favorite. We have the prawn biryani. It's a strong identity of the dish. We Penang Peranakan because it have a laksa influence, and they call lemak laksa, and some cucuk udang is one of their favorite snack in this place as well.
What other ways are you able to support the sustainability cause, do you think, as a chef?
It's more about the start to the end. Yeah. So what's the end solution? How are you going to use it, your food waste, for like doing a more sustainable waste? Whether use it as a compost or redo it as another dishes. It's also a way to make things more sustainable. It's also about from your producer parts, where you buy your ingredients from and how to choose your products where you're buying from. Is also another key point of how to being more sustainable in the ways to for in terms of cooking or how you run a kitchen. Also,
I would say that like another way for the restaurant industry to be sustainable is to support producers, producers who are sustainable in their systems and the way they handle their produce or their business as well.
Yes, example wines. You can buy wines from natural organic makers, you know, that they make the products is from a very sustainable way. You can choose. So you have the right to choose from where you want your produce. For my restaurant and for the people who I know within the community, this is something we believe for the long run, you will see the difference from that. Basically, we ran a part of community. So it's an oyster bar and we just create something which is like affordable, you know, from the cocktail and low intervention wines.
So when did Hut and Truck start?
Hut started a month ago and Truck started just 2 weeks ago. This house shine is come from Western perspective. Things like these South American snacks, you know, you don't really can easily find that in town. So it comes from a different perspective to introduce to the different type of crowds.
So I've just picked up Chef Johnson from Gun and we are on the way to some place pretty unique.
We are going to the other side of the Penang Islands, which is a durian orchard owned by one of our team members' family.
Yeah, I've not been to a durian orchard actually. So this will be pretty fun for me. So which brings me to a sensitive question that I wanted to ask. Like people from KL, we will often say like, oh, Penang driver. Is it a myth?
No, I think it's just because of the different of the road conditions, and that reflects like how to drive.
Well, me, not all KL drivers, being a little panicky driving in Penang. Because the road situation is definitely different. It's narrower, which brings me to talk about this car, which is the Volvo XC40. It's a compact SUV. So this is my first time driving it. It's great for like city dwellers because it comes with quite a number of safety assistance systems, driver assistance systems. When I'm turning lane, sometimes I don't realize that cars here are pretty fast, they're pretty fearless in charging through. And this car has this thing called the blind spot information system. So it actually flashes if I want to change lanes to warn me ahead that there's a car coming and I shouldn't change lanes yet. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
In Malaysia, there are some people who don't really follow like pedestrian lights and then suddenly they might run across the street to cross it. So this one also has city safety. Like it will actually auto brake if it detects something in front of you, in front of the car, so that you prevent from collision basically.
Probably the best car to drive around in Penang. Very suitable for Penang.
Yeah. Okay, so Johnson, tell us who do we have here?
Okay, so he's Jason. He's our durian boy from our team. So he lives around this neighborhood at Balai Pulau. So basically, is where the Penang durian famous from.
Now I'm going to teach you how to recognize the durian tree. So here you can see the backside of the leaf is a bit of golden brown, and then you can see here is golden brown, and then the leaf is slightly red.
Yeah.
And then the tree is a bit like a mountain tree. Yeah. And then when you look, the whole tree is like a golden.
Oh.
Yeah, like the
color.
durian fruit.
Yep.
Yeah.
The same color of the durian.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Here you can see around there,
Yeah.
got many of the durian tree.
Yeah.
Why they tie the string is because to recognize the species of the durian.
Oh, okay. So there's a few species of durian here then?
Yeah,
So what species is that one?
it's kumpo.
Kumpo.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's different about it? Like is the
kumpo,
color different?
For the flesh, it will be a bit of yellow and orange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you find inspiration as a chef? Do you think like Penang inspires you?
Penang is considered an island, so you have a lot of beautiful seafood produce around, and because of the location, we very close to the Jawi, and then we have different type of seafood offering like mantis prawn. This kind of seafood offering is a bit different than the south of Malaysia or the other part of Malaysia.
And our second and last stop, unfortunately, for the day is like a fishing village, you were saying, or a seafood?
Yeah, it's a seafood place, but it's more toward the humble seafood. You know, why I say humble seafood? You don't like get to find a lot of highly rated or pretentious stuff. It's more the humble stuff. You don't normally eat that.
Yeah.
And when it's fresh, it's very nice. Just be some simple cooking, and you find it very delicious.
Okay, so we've got all the food out here already, and I believe that this is the fish and the prawn that we bought earlier at the market.
I mean, this is what is special here. We can get for whatever seafood from the market. You can just get them and ask them to recommend you for some cooking, and you can just ask them to cook it. So because it comes to a raining season, so you don't have so much selection, but we still have some very humble seafoods, and just simply fry it. And the prawns, you just simply top it with some kampiong sauce and some clams. And also the specialty for Balai Pulau, the petai, and with some okra and long bean, and just some tempeh tofu steamed over with the soy sauce. Yep.
So over the last 2 days, we've talked a lot about food, local ingredients, and you're doing amazing work at Gun. But what do you think is like your ultimate goal as a chef?
I would say, I mean, of course, being a chef, you need to have like certain things you want to achieve. But when it comes to these COVID things, I mean, everyone plan change to keep the business and surviving. Especially, you need to sell a price which is like affordable to everyone, especially in this period.
Okay, so now I'm pretty full. We ate quite a bit in the last 2 days. Obviously, Penang has a lot of good food, and I've seen a whole different side of Penang. So thank you so much for showing us all these hidden gems in Penang that's definitely worth exploring.
If you have time, please drop by Penang and support some of the recommendation we've been recommending these 2 days, and support your local favorite spots. Thank you.
So thanks once again, and see you in the next episode. Bye!
Bye.